Daniel was tired. The city felt louder every day. Cars, phones, emails, meetings. Everything moved too fast. He worked at a small office downtown. The pay was average. The hours were long. Every morning, he told himself, just one more year, then life will be better. But each year felt the same. One evening, his boss called him into the office. "Daniel," he said, "we're reducing staff. Today is your last day." The words felt cold, like rain on a winter morning. Daniel packed his things in silence. No one said much. Everyone was busy with their own worries. Outside, the sky was turning orange. People were rushing home. But Daniel had nowhere to rush. He walked slowly, through the crowded streets, past shops, past cafes, past people laughing. Everything looked normal, but his world felt different. After a long walk, he reached a quiet old building. It was his grandmother's apartment. He stood at the door for a moment. Then he knocked. The door opened. His grandmother smiled softly. "Daniel," she said, "you look tired. Come in. The tea is still warm." For the first time that day, he felt a little safe. Daniel sat quietly at the table. The tea was warm, but his heart still felt heavy. His grandmother watched him. She knew that silence. "I lost my job," Daniel said again, as if the words still didn't feel real. She nodded slowly. "When your grandfather died, I lost everything in 1 year," she said. Daniel looked up. "You never told me that." She smiled faintly. There was nothing to tell. No job, no money, no one to help. She walked to the cupboard and took out an old tin box. Inside were a few coins and a faded photo. "This was all I had," she said. 3 coins. And this picture. Daniel felt a tight knot in his chest. "What did you do?" he asked. "I cried," she said softly. "For 2 days. I only cried." Then she smiled a little. "On the 3rd day, I washed my face and went outside." She paused. "A bakery owner saw me, standing near his shop. He asked, 'Are you looking for work?'" Daniel leaned forward. "What did you say?" She looked straight into his eyes. "I said, I will work harder than your best worker, but I will never lie, never steal, and never complain." Daniel stayed silent. "And he hired you?" he asked. "Not because I was skilled, not because I was strong." He said, "I can teach skills, but I cannot teach character." She reached for Daniel's hand. "Jobs leave you, Daniel. Money leaves you. People leave you. But your character, that is the one thing that stays." Daniel felt those words settle deep inside him. For the first time that day, losing his job didn't feel like losing himself. Daniel sat still, holding his grandmother's hand. "Character," he repeated softly. "I don't even know if I still have any." She looked surprised. "Why would you say that?" Daniel sighed. "At the office, I stopped caring months ago. I worked late, but not with heart. I just wanted the salary." His grandmother nodded slowly. "That happens," she said. "Work without meaning makes the heart tired." Daniel looked at the old photo in the tin box. "Were you ever angry?" he asked. "After Grandpa died, after losing everything." She smiled gently. "Every day," she said. "I was angry at life, at the world, at God." Daniel blinked. "You never look angry." "That's because anger is heavy," she said. "If you carry it too long, it bends your back." She stood up slowly and walked to the window. "Do you know what I learned in that bakery?" she asked. Daniel shook his head. She turned toward him. "I learned that people watch how you live, not how you talk." He listened carefully. "The owner never asked about my past," she continued. "He only watched how I treated customers, how I cleaned the tables, how I spoke to others. Daniel leaned forward. And then, he asked. One day, she said. He gave me the keys to the shop. He said, I trust you more than anyone else here. Daniel's eyes widened. You became the manager? She nodded. Not because I was the smartest. Not because I was the fastest. Because I was the most honest. Daniel looked down at his hands. I don't know if anyone would say that about me, he admitted. She walked back to the table and sat beside him. Then start today, she said softly. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Daniel frowned. But I don't even have a job. She smiled. You still have choices. Every hour. Life gives you small chances to show your character. He looked up. Like what? She pointed toward the door. Like helping someone who is struggling. Like speaking kindly when you feel angry. Like doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Daniel sat quietly. The words felt simple, but real. Character is not built in big moments, she said. It is built in small, quiet choices. Daniel took a deep breath. For the first time, he didn't feel like his life had ended. It felt like something new was waiting outside that door. The next morning, Daniel woke up early. For a few seconds, he forgot everything. Then the memory returned. The job, the meeting, the empty desk. But something felt different. His chest did not feel as heavy. He sat up slowly and remembered his grandmother's words. Every hour, life gives you small chances. Daniel got dressed. Clean shirt, simple shoes. Nothing fancy, just neat and honest. Before leaving, he stopped by the kitchen. His grandmother was already awake. She handed him a cup of tea. Big plans today? She asked with a smile. Daniel shook his head. No big plans. Just small good choices. She nodded proudly. That is how big lives begin. Daniel stepped outside. The morning air was cool. People hurried past him. Everyone looked busy. Everyone had somewhere to go. Daniel walked slowly, watching the street. Near the bus stop, he saw a young woman, struggling with a heavy box. She tried to lift it, but it slipped from her hands. People walked past her, without stopping. Daniel remembered the bakery story, the keys, the trust. He stepped forward. Let me help you, he said. She looked relieved. Thank you. It's for the print shop. Down the street. They carried the box together. Inside the shop, an older man stood near the counter. He looked at Daniel. Are you a worker here? He asked. Daniel shook his head. No, sir. Just helping. The man smiled. Most people don't do that anymore. He studied Daniel for a moment. Are you looking for work? He asked. Daniel hesitated, then nodded. I lost my job yesterday. The man reached into his pocket and pulled out a small card. Come back tomorrow, he said. I could use someone I can trust. Daniel took the card slowly. Thank you, he said. As he stepped back into the street, he felt something warm inside. Not excitement, not relief. Something quieter, something stronger. That evening, he returned to his grandmother's table. He placed the card next to her teacup. She looked at it, then at him. He smiled. I think my character knocked on a door today. His grandmother laughed softly. Good, she said. Now keep knocking. Life always opens for honest hands. Daniel lifted his cup of tea. For the first time in a long while, the future didn't scare him. It felt like a long road, but a good one. And this time, he was ready to walk it, with his head high.